Go in the order that she went in, and the first one is TV shows. So in order for it to be a guilty pleasure, I feel like you have to be ashamed of what you watch, and I'm not really ashamed of the bad TV that I watch, but the one show that comes to mind that I probably am not super proud of is 90 Day Fiancé. It's on TLC. I believe it's on Sunday nights. Right now it's like in between seasons or whatever. And it's a show about couples. One of them is from a foreign country. The other one's from the United States. And then based on our immigration process, from the time you get engaged, you have 90 days to get married before you can then become a citizen. So that's basically all it is. It's entertaining and not a good way. The next category is films. Again, I like a lot of bad movies, but I guess one that I'm ashamed of ranking a perfect score on Letterboxd, which is the site that I use to track the movies that I see. I gave Magic Mike XXL a 5 out of 5 stars. The guys are really hot in it. It's slightly better in terms of a plot than the first one. It's funny. Joe Manganiello, when he does that whole dance in the gas station. I mean, I'm a woman, what can I say? I mean, do I have to really explain it further than that? I would have to say Magic Mike XXL is my guilty pleasure film. Now for books, which is the next category, she said books on feminism, which I wouldn't be ashamed of at all. And I really want to go more into that. Like, I want to know what specific books are good feminist books, because I would enjoy reading those. But for me, the series that I'm embarrassed to have read is The Mortal Instruments. When I was a social studies teacher in middle school, in this district, they still had silent reading time that they had to do after lunch. And so I would walk around and make sure they were reading, and I would kind of make note of the books that they were reading. And her name was Veronica, and she loved these books so much, and she would always want to tell me about them. And so I'm like, all right, I'll check them out, I'll read them. And she thought that was the coolest thing ever. And they're so bad, they're good, in my opinion. Like, I don't know, I don't typically read books about like vampires and werewolves and all that, but these books did keep me going, even though they're not the best books ever. I know a lot of people like them, so I'm not like, no offense if you actually really like these books, because I liked them, but I'm embarrassed that I liked them, I will say that. Now songs, I mean, I like a lot of pop. I like 2000s hip hop. I'm not really embarrassed by that, but I would say I'm probably embarrassed to admit that I like a lot of Justin Bieber songs. I don't like his really early stuff when he didn't have a deep voice yet. Like, I liked his mature side. Well, mature. So I would say Justin Bieber songs on this one. Now, bands. She said Fall Out Boy, and I was a little sad by that. I think it's really interesting that people still like Fall Out Boy, because I've liked them since 2003. That was the first year that they really like toured and stuff. I feel really old saying that, but it's true. So it's really weird that they're still relevant, especially because their music has changed so much. I'm not sure I like their new direction, but I wouldn't be ashamed of listing Fall Out Boy as my band that I like. But I tweeted earlier today about when I'm upset or frustrated, I listen to this band. And I'm embarrassed about them because they're so violent, and their lyrics, if you translate them to English, are just so disgusting and violent. But it's Rammstein, or Rammstein, whatever, the German metal band. Their songs are just so like raw, and I listen to them when I'm upset, and it usually just makes me feel more upset, but it helps. Doesn't make any sense. Rammstein definitely is my guilty pleasure band, and if you don't know them, you probably know the song Du Hast. It came out early 2000s, I would say. Guilty pleasure purchases. Well, I do a lot of impulse buys. I mean, you've seen my channel, you've seen all the boxes that I subscribe to. I would say, in general, just Pops, Funko Pops, is a guilty pleasure. I'm not embarrassed by it, but I definitely don't need to collect them. I would probably say Funko Pops for purchases. Now, guilty pleasure activity. Like, I didn't really know where to take this one. I would say maybe I'm still embarrassed about vlogging in public, which I've only done a couple of times, but I feel like everyone is like staring at me and thinking I'm super weird. So that would be the activity, I guess, that I could come up with, is taking my phone and then having the lens attached to it and like very obviously filming what's going on. I don't think people noticed when I did it in the Mall of America that much, but I still felt like super self-conscious about it. Guilty habit, like I don't really have bad habits, I don't think, or habits in general, but I would say something that I'm ashamed of, I guess, is I'm very disorganized and messy. I mean, you can't tell right now with my apartment the way it is, but I'm just not good at keeping things organized and just kind of leaving stuff out on surfaces and everything. It's not really a habit, but I couldn't really think of anything to say for that one. The next category is mobile game. Now, I don't really play a lot of games on my phone, and the reason is because I had an old iPhone for the longest time, and it didn't have a lot of space, and I used my phone mainly as a camera, and so I want all my pictures and videos on there. So when I run out of space, instead of deleting the pictures, I usually delete apps. So I don't use my phone really for games, but now I have a bigger iPhone, so I have a couple on there. I do want to know what Cooking Mama is, because I know that's what she said in her video, and I know that it's like a Nintendo DS game or whatever. I might have to look into that because that sounds good. But the one I could think of, the only game I have on my phone is Quiz Up. I'm not really embarrassed by it, but that's legitimately the only game on my phone, so I had to go with that one. I added another category here. I added video game because I definitely have video games that I'm embarrassed about, and one that I have on my Xbox right now is Zoo Tycoon, which it's geared for like 6-year-olds, but it's so adorable because it's like The Sims. You create a zoo and then you like create your habitats and you get animals and then you have to feed them and give them enrichment items and drive people to your park. Then you make more money, then you get different animals. It's such a cute game. I love it. And on the same token, I really like the Nintendo DS games like Nintendogs. I have all the versions, almost. I think I have 3 versions of that game just because there's different breeds. It's mainly the sadness I feel for not having my own dog. I feel like it's the closest I can get for a long time. So right now I'm in my Nintendogs. I have a corgi named Quinn. And the last category is website. I don't really go to a lot of websites. I go to YouTube and I go to social media. Like that's it. I'm not a Reddit person. I Google things all the time, but there's not a website that I go to that I'm like ashamed of or it's like a guilty pleasure, but I would say Facebook I go on way too often because Facebook is the social media site that I like the least. So my answer is Facebook on that one. So that's it. That's all the categories. Those are my guilty pleasures. Comment below if you like any of the things that I said or with your own guilty pleasures, but I did tag some of you. So listen for your name. If I tagged you, make your own video. Please and thank you, because I want to know what your answers are. So my official tag, I have 6 people that I tagged. Half-Blood Pixie, The Real McCoy, Bugs Life, Sam Uncensored, Vlogger, and Denise Fiorilla. How do you say her name, Denise? Spell it out in these comments, Denise, phonetically. Tell me how to say her name so I don't butcher it every time. You have been tagged by me to do a Guilty Pleasures video, and I hope all of you do it. So that's all for this video. I am very happy that I was tagged in a video. I want to come up with my own idea and start a tag going around. I don't know what that's going to be yet, but I'm going to think about it. To all my subscribers that are brand new, hello and thank you. And secondly, if your subscriptions are not blocked and set to private, you will make it on my thank you for subscribing page, which will be coming up very soon. To all my subscribers, new and old, thank you for being a part of my channel, my support system. It means more to me than you will ever know. The video shout out for this video is Sky Incorporated. Sky Incorporated, thank you for being a newer subscriber to my channel and for the very nice comments you have left me. They do not go unnoticed, and I thank you for your support. And if any of you want to check out his channel, I will put his link in the pinned comment below. So that's it for this video, guys, and until the next time, peace.